Hello, my creatively faithful friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today is my January TBR video, and I have a couple different housekeeping things to share with you before I get started on that. I had posted last week my content schedule, and then things got away from me and I realized just how exhausted I was, so I took the rest of the week off. But I'm back at it today, and I also have a poll in my community tab as to what kind of video you'd like to see tomorrow, because I don't have, since I took those several days off, I don't have any time before January 1st to share all that content that I was going to share since from Christmas Day, from after Christmas Day till January 1st. So I only have time for one more video, and then I want to start January 1st with a clean slate. And so I'll have to create that other content and just share it with you at some point. I have more content than I want to share with you than I have time to share it all. Before we get into the January TBR game, I was going to introduce you to all of my January or all of my 2025 TBR games that I have. And I have 6 of them. 6. So what I had planned to do was to kind of show you all the games and tell you what I was going to do. Well, I'm not going to really show you all the games in great detail, but one game is still not ready, but the other 5 and the other one of the 6 I wasn't going to really show you anyhow, because it's kind of not ready either, and I've got to, well, you'll understand in a minute. So I have, let me just tell you what the games are. I have my So Clover game that I have played several times on my channel. I have, let me get this one, so it's not going to, where I've got these sitting, I'm afraid this is going to fall. So this is a beautiful jar. My craft room, not at Christmas time, and not at a seasonal time, just in a regular time frame. My craft room is decorated in a bee theme, and this jar sits out during that time. But when I put my bee stuff away, and decorated for Christmas, I decided to just leave this out because I created a TBR jar with all these little prompts. And like, here's one, a little tiny prompt. And this says, stream of conscious narrative. Okay, now where I got most of these prompts was from the 52-week challenge. I still have a couple more prompts that I need to put in there. I didn't see a little section. They were on the next page down. I didn't see those, and so I need to add those. And I was going to add some more because I cut out more. How I made them is I cut out with a die that I have that it's a cover plate card making die, and it has a whole bunch of little hexagons on it. It has like 9 hexagons on it, and so I cut out, no, I think it has 12. So I cut out with a pattern piece of paper, so one side is pattern, and then the other side I just cut out some white cardstock. Well, I had I wasn't keeping track of how I was cutting them out. And so I have more white cardstock ones than I had pattern paper. So I need to cut out a little bit more pattern paper and use up all my white cardstock ones. The next game, this one's kind of a stretch to use as a TBR game, but we're going to use it until I've used up all of these circles. And as you know, I used to be a school teacher. And we used to have morning meeting questions. I used to have a question on the board as everybody came in. Sometimes it was a yes or no question. Sometimes it was a thought-provoking question. And as the students came in, as soon as attendance and Pledge of Allegiance and the morning show was over, then the first thing we did was we had a morning meeting. And I had a whole list of things we talked about. And so I saw these, and they were really, really reasonably priced. And I saw these morning meeting questions. So I need you to leave me a comment in the comment section down below. What do you think I can call this game? It's got to have a name, but I don't want it to be morning meeting. And I can just cut out some circles and put a different, the different title on here. I can do that on my machine and very quick. So I'm going to give you an example. What makes someone a good friend? So how I would translate that into a book prompt is to choose a book that is about best friends. Okay. And then I would also give you my answer to this question, what makes someone a good friend? And I would hope in that, when I play this game, in that video, you would comment and answer the question yourself. So, and there's, I don't know how many there's in here, how many are in here. I do know how to speak correctly. It does not say 25 pieces. So, you know, this may last all year long because, like I said, I have 6 different games that we could play. And I'll tell you how I plan to figure that out. Okay, then the next one, this game is called Splurt. And it's kind of like the So Clover game. And so there's 2 ways we can play it because there's 2 sides to the card. So I could shuffle them and like a word related to money. It's where you kind of shout things out. You know, something that word relates to money. And then on the back of the card is beginning with T. So you can play with either side. And I kind of think that the premise of it is that you tell the person, you know, if you're playing it as a game, a word related to money that begins with the T. So, but I would do it and do either side. So I'll, like, when I go to shuffle these cards, I'll turn some up black and some up pink, and then that is how we will play that. So, so I thought that sounded real interesting to have a game, to play as a game. Or the 5th one is a board game that I am creating, and I don't want to share that because I want to keep that a surprise. Because I've had this in my head, but just have not had time to make it. I've had this game in my head probably for the last 6 months. And so I want to keep that one a surprise, and I will get that one made here soon. I promise you, I will get that one made before it's time to do February's TBR. And then the last one, the 6th one, is to do a wheel. and put only, because I know you can take out and put on your Kindle. I just got a brand new Kindle for Christmas, and you can take out and put on your Kindle 20 books at a time. So I would put all 20. I would actually take out 20 books that I want to read at one time and put all 20 on my Kindle, and then we'll do a wheel spinner, and the wheel will choose my Kindle books, and we'll just have a Kindle unlimited reading only for that month. So those are the games that I have, but I want to play this one today. So, and I kind of have already picked out my TBR, but I am going to say that I am just going to choose 3 of these, because all of the rest, you'll see why I don't want to choose more than 3. You'll see that in just a second. So I am just kind of shuffling them. You can't shuffle them just like you do cards because they are round. Okay, so I'm going to choose the top 3. Now remember, in the comments down below, you got a lot of things to do in the comments down below this time. Give me a name for this game, morning meeting questions. And I don't even remember everything I said. So, and then answer these questions for yourself. Describe the birthday you want to have. I would like to have a very quiet birthday this year. This year for 2025. It will be my 68th birthday, and I just want it to be quiet. Okay. So I almost went on without. So the prompt that I would come up with is, you need to read a book with someone that has a birthday in it. So I'll put the book right here as to what book I chose with a birthday in it. Okay, the next question is, what would you attempt to do if you knew you would not fail at it? I need to think on that one. So let's go on to the next one. Okay. A free app suddenly appears on your phone that does something amazing. What does it do? It keeps track of the number of pages I read in a month. As I enter the book, it keeps track of the page count. So, that probably already exists and I don't know about it. So if you know that, let me know. So, I'm going to say how that translates into a prompt is, it has to have, because of the word amazing, it has to have a descriptive adjective in the title, like amazing, or a synonym of amazing. So it has to have something that kind of means the same thing as amazing in the title. Okay, let's go back to this one. What would you attempt to do if you knew you would not fail at it? You know what? This is what I would attempt to do. And I don't feel restricted, so don't get me wrong. With all of my health issues last year, I'm talking as if it's already 2025. With all of my health issues in 2024, and feeling dizzy and just not feeling sure of myself, and if I stand for too long, my knees would wobble and all, I quit driving. And there's a couple of times when my husband and I were walking in somewhere, as soon as I got in there, I had to sit down because I felt like I was going to faint. And so I quit driving. So if I knew that I would not fail at it, and by failing, I mean I would be okay going by myself, I would start driving again. However, that may come because I'm feeling much, much better. Um, but it just scares me to be alone doing something that like that, you know, going somewhere and getting out and going in, or even driving. So that's what that would be. Okay. So, and how that prompt translates is to choose a book of somebody that overcame a failure. Okay. All right. So, the rest of my TBR. So I've got those three, and then I want to share. Oh, let's see. Did I hit something when I put my phone down? Okay. I am participating in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. I'm participating in 5 different annual readathons. I'm very excited about that. So I don't even know why I'm gonna do a TBR because a TBR game, because 5 books every month, that should be plenty. But I don't look at it as a TBR like I need to read a TBR. I need to read everything on there. Although one of my game is going to have punishments and rewards. The board game that I have not completed, it's going to have punishments and rewards. And so I don't really feel like I need to complete the stack of books that I had. That whole stack of books I had for Christmas, I haven't tallied up how many books I've read yet, but I was in a reading slump during the month of December. So the first book that is definitely on my TBR, other than the ones you've already seen, which I haven't chosen yet, I'll do that before I edit the video, is The Mistletoe Countess by Pepper Basham. I got this out at Christmas time, so I will be reading this book because the sequel to this book, Cairo's Curse, I am buddy reading with a friend, and she said, well, you need to read this one first, so I will be reading this this month. Plus, one of my goals, if you saw my reading journal video, and if you didn't, I'll put it in the cards up above. I wrote out my reading goals, and then I forgot one, so I'm hoping I have enough room to go back and add this one in there. I want to read 1 Christmas book a month. So, anyhow. Okay, and then the second, or the first annual readathon that I'm participating in is my own. It's called A Cozy Readathon, and I will put the graphic up here, and then for a few seconds, but I will link the graphics in the description box. Actually, I will link the link. I will put in the description box down below the link of where you can go find the graphics over on my Buy Me a Coffee site. And if you missed my video that I talked about Buy Me a Coffee and what all I was going to do over there, I will also link that in the cards up above, and link it in the description box down below so you can see everything that I have over there. And no, it's not Buy Me a Coffee that I'm fishing for you to support me. I'm not that kind of creator, and I just want to be able to offer you things and give you things that I can't do in the in the video description, and I can't do in a lot of other places. So I am going to use that platform for that. I'm still trying to think of a way that I can do some other things over there without, well, they have a membership platform, and I'm trying to think of a way that I can do that without a fee. We'll see. Okay, so the cozy readathon, there's one prompt. I have two, the first prompt for January. Actually, this readathon, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm rambling and all befuddled. This readathon, the cozy readathon, you do not have to go in order. There's not a January, February, March, but I probably will, because that's just how my brain works. So the first one that I'm going with is to read a book has something to do with light. And I have 2 books on my list. And the first one is, I just picked it up at the library today, is called The Sound of Light by Sarah Sundin. So I've never read anything by her, and I know that Katie over at Paperbacks and Ponytails did a great review on that book. So I will that will definitely be the first one I read. And then Connilyn Cossette, A Light on the Hill, I'm pretty sure that's the author, is a biblical retelling, or a biblical fiction book. And so I'm going to try to get to that one as well. And then I am also participating in Katie's Princess Bride Readathon. And the book I chose, you had to have red on the cover. And the book I chose is called The Poisoned Prince. And it's a Once Upon a Prince series. It's on Kindle Unlimited. And it's a retelling of Snow White. I love fairy tale retellings. If you haven't heard me say this before, I did not know at 67 years old, I did not know that there were such things as fairy tale retellings. I've loved fairy tales my entire life, but I did not know that there were books written on retellings of fairy tales. And I participated in my very first readathon in February last year, and that's what the readathon was based on. And I absolutely love fairy tale retellings. So I try to read those as often as I can. Okay, and then and I will link all of these people down below and their video where they introduce their annual readathon, just in case you don't follow them or anything, and you can see their video on that. Chantel Reads All Day. The name of the word for January is beauty. And so I thought, well, why not a Beauty and the Beast retelling? And so the book that I chose is Legacy of Roses, and that's also on Kindle Unlimited. And then the next readathon, so this is readathon number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm only participating in 5. Sorry. So is readathon number 4, and it's from book lover Amanda, and the prompt is A Southern Homecoming, and I chose 2 different books. Carolina Homecoming. I don't know who the author is, but I will put a graphic of all of these books right here as I talk about them so you can see them. That one's on Kindle Unlimited, and I don't really know what it's about. And then the next book is Bless Your Heart, and I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I had to order it. My library didn't have it. It wasn't on Kindle Unlimited, and so and I'm very, very selective in paying for books. So I requested it through interlibrary loan, so we'll see when it comes in that I can read that book. And then the last annual readathon that I am participating in is biblical fiction, and it is by Katz. I know there's the last part of her channel name, but I don't remember it. Her name is Kat, and it's a biblical fiction readathon all year long, and and it just goes through the Bible. And for January, it's the books of the law, and I have got several books here that I wrote down that I could possibly read. It's called The Struggle for Love, the story of Leah, and I forgot to write down the authors' names, but I'll put them up as I go. Sarah, The Ark and the Dove, and Counted with the Stars. And then the other thing I will be reading, so biblical fiction starts with the law, is I plan to read through the book of Genesis in January. And if I finish it, I'll move on to the next book. But I am buddy reading the Bible with my friend, and we are actually going to like kind of have a Bible study in doing that. So that is my TBR for January. I only have 2 physical books to show you, Sound of Light and The Mistletoe Countess, and then I will you will have seen all the rest of them. So thank you so much for watching, and I know that I ramble in a lot of my videos. This is a 28-minute video by the time I finish. I am so sorry. So let me know if my videos are too long in the comment section down below. Also, remember to answer the 3 questions, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.